Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Mario Golf Toadstool Tour. Finally moving on to the second half of 3-player wing attack. I'm honestly kind of surprised I got this video out, or this challenge completed, because it was difficult, I won't lie. I struggled with this. I'll tell you which hole I struggled on specifically, but for now, the first hole, something fishy I think it was called. First hole of what of this? I can't remember what the name of this course is. The names of the courses escape me at the moment, but I was a bit afraid of this one, specifically because this wing set right here. Because in 2-player wing attack we had also these sets of wings like this, and also had a hard time with them on the like melon, something melon challenge, whatever for wing attack, but. This specific shape of wings just really is not something I like to deal with. Thankfully, I do sneak it on in there. And I mean, you can see we're sticking Waluigi. Waluigi is a permanent stay for this whole thing. He will not be switched out by any other character. He is just here to stay. He is, well, the guy. The Waluigi man. I'm sorry if I sound tired or if I'm not talking as much in this video. I believe I'm starting to come down to something. And I do not have much energy, but I gotta get this recorded, so I can have it at least finished by now. And, yeah. If I remember right, okay, no, I thought for a moment that I just sent, Birdo to get the other wings too, but I think I just took a recovery shot with Birdo since she was already in a bad spot. Like, do I do it with Yoshi? No, I do just leave it for Waluigi. So everybody gets to share wings in this hole. That won't be the going with the what happens for every hole, but yeah. Thankfully Waluigi can do this as weird as it is. Yeah, that's just squeezing it. It's so hard to see, but you can see this missing the first wing there. So I do believe I do just eventually decide to just chip it, yeah. Just chip it because Waluigi already got as close as he could. Well, Waluigi's already pretty close to the hole. He's not far off, so doing this little shot won't hurt him. And actually, I put him in front of Birdo, which is kind of hilarious. Yeah, Birdo, nice landing. I learned from Yoshi that top spin is a bad idea. Yoshi's kind of the experiment. Like, he can get to the green first usually, so he's usually the one to figure out how the green works. And then Waluigi coming in. Nice shot there. Yeah, I'm already losing my voice. I apologize. I may not be talking much during this video, which is pretty well fine. Since it's pre-recorded, so you guys can just watch what happens. There we go. Birdo done. Waluigi. Oh, Yoshi. Done. Almost hit a little too far there. I realized it bounced back. And there we go. The first hole of the second half completed. This was first try. It was not difficult. It was interesting, but thankfully not hard. Because what follows is what caused me so much pain. What's the name of it again? I forgot. Crater Raider, yep. This hole took me 3 recording sessions alone. And to give you a little context, my recording sessions are about an hour and a half. So this one took over 3 hours to complete. Just this one hole. And it's not even that hard of a hole, I just could not execute it. I say it's not that hard of a hole, it is actually harder than it looks. But it's also just, it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be as hard as I was making, and I just could not stay consistent enough throughout the whole thing. And a couple times I did get screwed by a couple other conditions. We can see Waluigi aimed over here, and you can see that the wings are over these sand pits, which is why it's called Crater Raiders, because you're never gonna hit it here. Well, obviously they designed the course with wing attack in mind. So, and to do that, and then you'd almost, I mean, you'd never go up here, honestly. When would you hit the ball up here? Because you're not gonna go up here. You're just gonna hit it at the hole. You're not gonna go up here. But wing attack, you gotta go here. What's the last wing? Well, there's the hole. It's past the hole to the right by quite a margin. And this was the wing that took me so many attempts to get. I tried getting this wing with Waluigi, tried to get it with Birdo, tried to get it with Yoshi, and it was finally Yoshi. Yoshi was the last one I chose because he doesn't hit it as far as the other characters, so I decided he should go for one of the closer ones. But I finally decided in the last recording session it would be his turn to go for it. And also getting out of this is pretty difficult, and the camera angle does not help. This is where I got screwed a few times by the percentage in the bottom flag. Because I would have hit it just a bit short like this, and then I would get like a -8, -5, and I would just have not enough power and I would end up falling off the map. So I lost a couple times because I ended up hitting it too short because the power screwed me. That frustrated me, but it wasn't the worst. As all the other attempts that I just missed the wing. Like I had multiple attempts where I either hit it too short, too far, or I bounced off the rim of like the volcano thing and missed. Just straight up missed. Yeah, I didn't need to toss spin there. And I missed a couple putts too. Almost specifically from this spot because that hill is so weird. And honestly, if it weren't for the flag, I don't think that would have gone in. I think I would have missed it if it weren't for the flag. Then Birdo has an awkward putt here, but thankfully, I snuck it in there. And then Waluigi. I was going to be mad if I missed Waluigi because he had the easiest putt. And after over 3 hours, I don't know the exact time, but over 3 hours, and we finally got this one hole done. If it weren't for this hole, honestly, I could have had this video ready a couple days ago instead of recording the same day as it goes out. And you can see I failed this one. I don't think there were many holes beyond the first hole that I actually did first try. It wasn't very difficult. I enjoyed the challenge, except for that last hole. The second hole of this course was the only one that really made me mad and frustrated. Every other one was just not that bad. I actually enjoyed most of these. They were a good time. Even if they are, and this was pretty challenging, that's the deal with, so I wasn't mad at failing. I expect to fail, because it's wing attack. And that one, I just got pretty lucky. I should not have been able to collect that wing, but I did. Because my original plan, if you couldn't tell, was to aim for this wing, the middle wing here with Birdo. And then Waluigi would get the closest one. Why I did that, I don't know. I tend to send Yoshi for a long one on the first try. Well, not the first try, the first couple tries I'm trying something, because I just want to get around and see how the hole works. Which is mostly why it really actually happened in the first try. And yeah, this green is sloped down by quite a bit. I should have used the super backspin to stop the ball, but I did think about it in time. I think I do. No, I just used no backspin Waluigi to do. But he's not coming from the same angle, and he's chipped in, so not much fun for Waluigi. You don't gotta worry about that. Birdo, I do believe, also used the backspin, but stopped short, which is fine. And always, I don't think there's a single hole why I have an easy ending with all the characters. Actually, there might be one later on, but for now, I think most of the holes ends with everybody having to take all their shots and just making it at the end. And you can tell this definitely took longer than the first half because this video is longer than the first half already. And you can see it fail again. This hole actually wasn't that bad. It only took me 2 tries, I believe. Even though I played this one very funky and I could have done this a lot cleaner. I'm not gonna try and do it multiple times to get better and to get a better result every single time. I just want to show this is how I was able to do it the first time, so that's how I did it. Simple as it can be. And this is why I choose the characters I choose. Because with Yoshi, I can hit the ball straight easily. With Waluigi, I can hit the ball to the right easily, and with Birdo, I can hit to the ball to the left easily. So I got all the corners covered. And didn't quite make it all the way. But you can see there, I was able to pretty easily avoid the sand traps with that. And Waluigi here can just about make it to the green, onto the fairway. If I do it right, which I don't believe. I believe I end up actually long. Yeah, because he just doesn't stop. He stays on the fairway, but he's right against the wall. And then Yoshi is in this weird predicament that I had left him in. But my plan with Yoshi was to hit it further to the left on his first shot, so I could just hit through these wings and prepare for the hit through the wings on the second shot and actually just get a decent shot off. But because of where I landed, I did not get that opportunity. But I still got the wings on the second shot. And Birdo here, because she didn't get out of the left, can't make it to the wing that I initially wanted to go for, but she can go after this one. And Waluigi, oh no, not Waluigi yet. And Yoshi, obviously he can't really hit it that far from where he's at because this little hero in front of him. And this is where I'm gonna spend like 2 or 3 minutes just figuring out what I can do with Yoshi here. Because I have to shoot at such a specific angle here to do anything with Yoshi. Because I mean, you see it here, it's like, no. There's like one little spot where I could hit it up here. But that's not helping. And obviously Yoshi can't really reach it. Like he can if I do this. Wood, max power, perfect shot, I could make it. But it's such a high degree of failure because if I miss it by just a little bit on the accuracy, I'm probably not going to get up there no matter what I try. Although I think I do, yeah, I do end up going for it. Which I do think we get up here, but didn't collect any wings like I was supposed to. Thankfully though, even though Waluigi's against the wall, he can actually still hit up here because of his wing attack, or because his power. And instead of going for the wing though, I'm actually standing up for the other wing, which I didn't really need to do if I remember correctly, but I still did it. Because we have this wing here. Yeah, I'm trying to see if Yoshi can reach that wing on his second shot, which I don't believe he can. And I'm trying to get Waluigi through this wing onto the fairway over here. Because if I can stick it onto the fairway, then I don't have to worry about it much. Because in the first little clip you saw there, the reason I failed this hole the first time is because Yoshi ended up too close to the wall after collecting this wing. And he couldn't get up this hill. He just could not hit up there. And I didn't have enough strokes to take one extra stroke and go back and hit it back up. So I failed this because I did not have the distance. Or the height, really, I should say. And I decided to send Birdo after this wing because she can't make it up to the hole yet. So I might as well grab this without leaving Yoshi to take an extra weird stroke out of nowhere. And now it's just a matter of getting everybody up to the green, which I know from my first go out was a decent problem. Thankfully, I also kind of learned from my first go around that I just need to keep my distance, to use the high hitting gloves best as I can, and don't underestimate the curve on this green. Because that curve, that green is, and you can see it, it curves heavily to the right for one spot there. You saw me bounce off it just there. And thankfully, because I played it this way, Waluigi can get up here. He doesn't have to do any real weird shot or anything, he can just hit up here. So I learned enough from my first go out. I don't know if that super top spin was necessary, but I still used it. Yeah, it wasn't the worst thing I could have done. And Birdo, nice easy straight putt. Right in there. Yoshi, a little bit more complicated, but nothing too bad. Right in there, and then I believe Waluigi just has a straight, easy putt for the win. Yep. So you can tell, just about 4 holes for the second half of this. It took about 15 minutes each, just about. Which to me is kind of ridiculous. But I think it's also because, again, once we get there, some of these took me a little bit just to do the holes in the go I took, and I didn't win because I had to think about it so much. And you saw the jump cut there because, well, I failed this one quite a few times too. It's a par 3, but you have to hit off the green while, and Yoshi got it so close there. But you can see the wings are all on the edge of the green, so instead of trying to go through on the first stroke, the idea, I don't know if this is the intended way, but the idea, at least for me, was to land on the edge of the outside here and chip through the wings towards the hole. I would guess that probably is the right way to do it, or the intended way, but that's just the way I ended up doing it. And a 7-mile-per-hour wind did not help, because I found out with Waluigi, if I use a club lower than the 5-iron, he will hit that swinging mushroom every time. And usually end up in the water or in a position where he can't grab the wing. I also figured out that if I don't use a super backspin, I will roll off the green every time. At least 90% of the time, so. Super backspin for the win. Yeah, Birdo and Waluigi had to use the 8-iron just to get him over here. Because I wanted to be on the green and not chipping from the sand because I had so many variables. And then you have Yoshi who just could chip over me, despite being on the little edge of the rough here. And I still should have used a backspin or a super backspin to stop him because he kept rolling. Then some tip putts here, but just getting it. I just really need to work on my power because I just tap it in every time. Well, not every time, but a lot of times on these, so it should have been just a nice easy one. Just enough for Yoshi, and now Waluigi can tap his in. I say tap, it's 15-foot putt. That is something I could not do in real life. I can't do a 3-foot putt consistently, so... Yeah, par 3s really stepped up their game here in the 3-player wing attack, and same for par 5s. Par 4s still weren't that bad, for the most part. Although there is one coming up here soon. That did give me quite a bit. Now, you didn't see the jump cut that time, but this one did take me 2 attempts. Mostly just because the first attempt, I actually believe I missed a putt and failed the first attempt, so I wasn't too happy about that, for 1 and 2. It wasn't that hard a hole, so I wasn't actually that upset to finish it. But to come back and do it the second time, it was actually pretty easy. It was surprisingly forgiving considering the holes I had gone through, especially that second one on Super Bay or whatever. Yeah, the backspin was unnecessary there, but I wasn't sure if I was going to go shooting over or not. You can tell this is like the second attempt, because I'm still kind of experimenting with my shots. Because normally I would figure out if I need to topspin, backspin, or whatever. If I've done it multiple times, but since my second time, it's just, yeah, go for it. Oh wait, no, I believe the actual reason I had to restart this one is because I missed the second wing with Yoshi here. So he doesn't go through. It's like, okay, let's make sure it goes through. Let's just chip it over here, why not? We'll just chip it over here where Birdo is because, yeah, I remember now. The first time I did this, I missed the wing. I missed the second wing. I got the first one, but I missed the second one. Which obviously, you need all the wings to win, so. Didn't quite work out at the end. And Waluigi here can just curve it right through and hang for the hole anyways. Once again, a reason I love having one character that can go right, one character that can go left, because they just work. And my accuracy almost completely screwed that up. I'm trying to work on my accuracy, but I'm just not good at it. Something about this game I have trouble doing the accuracy with. I should have put a topspin on this, but I think I got luck. No, I didn't. But, you know, I think this one, I think I was saying earlier how I didn't have any holes where it was just easy to finish, but this one was generally pretty easy to finish. Because even Yoshi here, who's hitting for birdie, pretty well just aimed straight in the hole and it worked out. And it's like, Birdo, she's not on the green, sure. She's only hitting for birdie here, she can putt it still.
Nice shot.
Like, she can tap that in, she just has to get the chip close. And that's it, there's nothing else in this story. And Waluigi overhit it because I'm so good at that. I'm so good at that. Yeah, that hole was not that bad. I was actually pretty thankful for a kind of a break between difficult holes. Granted, I don't think this one was necessarily easy. It wasn't the hardest thing
Complete.
we have seen them do. I apologize for that yawn. I told you, I just something about that, not feel right. I believe this next hole is what I was thinking of. No, actually it's not. I actually really enjoyed this hole, which kind of actually really sucked because this one was first try. I'll just straight up say it, this one was first try, but I really like the concept of it because you're literally just hitting the ball at the rock and hoping it goes up the hill. Which, surprisingly enough, it does pretty good.
Nice.
Actually, almost too good. You can see, Yoshi's stuck behind the pipe. On his first shot. He's just directly behind the pipe. He got the 2 rings, but he's just directly behind the pipe.
Nice shot.
Then Birdo, I just kind of did the same thing, just ram it into the walk. And I hope it ends up somewhere good. It's in the rough, but it's up there. If you're curious, you can stop on the walk if you do it right, but obviously I wasn't really aiming for that. And Waluigi, I thought maybe I could just bounce him all the way up there. Well, he's in the left, but he's right next to it. And what does Yoshi do? Well, Yoshi only has the one option. Just ship it into the pipe. Because I can't go around the pipe, I might as well just go in the pipe. Now, Birdo. Yeah, I could have aimed for the wing, but I figured that was Waluigi's job. And then I figured out that Birdo can't quite reach up there anyways, so I'll send Birdo up here the hill. Because Birdo can't reach the green yet, which is kind of the problem. And then I bounce off the log into the left, because why not? Now, thankfully, Yoshi can get up here. Because keep in mind, Yoshi's on his birdie shot here, so he has to make his next shot in the hole. Thankfully, that green pipe put us in a good position. Now, we still haven't collected our last 2 wings yet, but we can get Birdo up here through the wings. And we just squeeze him through. Top spin was kind of unnecessary, but whatever. And Waluigi just played a normal hole and go. Like, honestly, he just played this hole not how I normally would, but not that bad. And then he ended up in the sand, which is kind of funny. Kind of deserves it since he didn't even collect a single wing, so makes sense. Then I believe, okay, I was about to say, I believe I put a backspin on this because I always do, but I did not once. And then another pretty easy finish. Because yeah, everybody basically has a straight putt. And I'll be honest, my controller did start giving me quite a bit of trouble in this second half. My controller is really not starting to work well. I might have to switch. I should switch, especially since that's what this game asked for. But like my trigger, the right trigger is just not wanting to work most time. You'll see it on the hole specifically. And, well, I'll find out when we get there. This was the wing that gave me some trouble. This is the hole that gave me the most trouble in Peach's Castle. Because these wings don't look that difficult until you realize that they're off the ground. Had these wings been on the ground, actually wouldn't have been that bad. But because they're not on the ground at all, you have to hit through the wings or bounce through the wings instead of just rolling down through them. If they were on the ground and you could roll through them, it would have been a lot easier. But somehow And I'll be entirely honest, that was completely unplanned. I didn't mean to go through that. Somehow I got both those wings on the first shot. I've never done that before this shot. Every other time I got like one wing. I never got the middle wing. That was the middle wing was the hardest one for me. This one down here I could figure out how to get. The one at the top I could get because Yoshi could hit through it. Everybody could hit through it on the first shot, so I wasn't worried about it. It was the middle wing that was just, how do I get through this bounce? Because I was trying to set up for it. I wasn't aiming for a bounce, I was aiming for a setup. But I happened to get the bounce anyways. And I was thinking about going with Birdo, but it's like, actually Waluigi's at the better angle here. So I'll let Waluigi go for it.
Nice shot.
And I will just send Birdo to the hole. And also 8 mile per hour wind did not help either. If you're wondering, you can reset the wind if you go back to the main menu and come back to the hole. And go back through the whole process setting up swing attack. You can reset the wind, it'll change. And of course, friggin' Yoshi's stuck underneath. Gosh dang, mushroom. Can't hit underneath it. And I can throw you out here, but look how it's good at it. There he goes under. So I do believe I eventually just got it to go like, okay, it's good. We're just gonna do exactly what Waluigi did and just one wood this straight up the hill. And I end up in the left, which was not part of the plan. Thankfully though, we're not too far away from the green. We're actually closer to Waluigi by a little bit. And this green is thankfully pretty forgiving. I thought about sending Yoshi a bit further, but that friggin' fast fairway being right there made me realize that it's not worth trying to push the ball further. Or leave it short, let it bounce up. I'd rather be long than short. And Birdo I decided to chip because I did not like the way she was attacked. Almost landed directly in the hole. Of course I have not gotten that, that'd be cool, but I have not gotten a slam dunk. Yeah, just chucking the ball right on in the hole. Not bad. Waluigi. Surprisingly, a straight butt. And Birdo, who should have already been in the hole, can tap it in. I don't know why I was even looking. It's literally a tap.
Complete.
There we go. Peach's Castle Ground completed. That one didn't take me near as long as the Bay one, but it still took me a good 15-20 minutes to complete that one. Most of that was just experimenting too. I tried to figure it out. And now we move on to Bowser's Castle. And you can tell it's taking a bit longer. If you couldn't tell what that means it was my first try. Because the first time you load into a ring attack hole, it takes a bit longer to load. Not just transitioning to it, it takes a little bit when you actually have to load into it. And this one, I thought was going to be harder because of how it's set up. But I realized something rather quickly. And by that I mean you'll see what I mean in a little bit. And the characters I chose, I'm still kind of regretting most because it's like, wait a minute. They just can't reach some of these spots. Just can't reach them. Like, just out of the way I'm reaching them first shot. It's like, are you kidding me? You're absolutely kidding me. Just that little bit. And this is where my trigger button was really fighting me. When I could get it to work, it would just go before I would just pull itself down. But I started to get it winged in here. It's like, of course. So once I got the button to stop messing around, I just figured out, let's just go for the spin. If I can get the spin, we can just get out on the first shot. Got them both. Birdo's done. Second set of wings, we kind of see it. It's just against the wall. And this one was kind of hard to set up because I was thinking, it's like, I can just go through the wings and bounce off the wall. But at the same time, I can bounce off the wall and go through the wings, which I believe is what I attempt. Was it a smart idea? No, not really. because this is such a specific shot, and the camera angles it gives you the work does not work too well. Right? But I tried it regardless. And then I realized that when I went back, it moved my target, so I had to go back to it again. There we go.
Nice shot.
I'm going for it. It looks a little short. No, okay, I only got one wing. No. Wait a minute. I only got one wing. That's not good. Birdo's not aiming for over here. Well, I gotta fix that. Birdo doesn't have any more wings to get, so I can just send her over here to the finish line. Even though Birdo could have absolutely helped quite the last couple wings. But whatever, I sent Birdo all the way, basically to the end of the hole already. And Waluigi's just kind of staring at a wall here, like, okay, what do I do? So I'm just gonna smash this ball into the wall, bounce it off as far as I can. Hope I can give myself a shot to recover. There's a tiny patch of fairway up and over here. I can't get around the wall. I try as I may, I cannot get around the wall. But a 3-wood does sneak me up here. Just enough that I feel comfortable taking that shot. With a wide angle. 3-wood power will sneak me up here. And I don't need to go that far. As long as I land on the fairway, I'll be safe.
Nice shot.
So that's what I'm aiming for. I just need to get the fairway, and then I can go aim for the green next shot. Of course, I got a bit of a wall in the way still, and still further away than the other sheet, so I still got another wing to collect after all this. So it's still not quite done yet. I can't really reduce the power on this shot without risking hitting the rock, which is, you know, not the best idea to do. Just go, you know, hitting a rock on your 4th shot. Because yeah, Waluigi's already on his birdie, just making it to the green. And Yoshi still has to collect a wing. Because on our first shot, we ended up missing this guy. And there you go, I got my control working again. I should have used a topspin or a backspin to try and get this further back so I can have a higher angle shot. Because when I first saw that, I was worried because it's like, okay, Yoshi can't make it. What do I do? But a 4-wood power, I think I end up going for 3-wood, don't I? No, 4-wood power. And that's risky because the accuracy was so hit and miss, but we do just scrape up here. And then Birdo's just got like, okay, I'm here. I'll take a shot now. She's hitting for eagle, while everybody else is scraping to make par. I really could have used Birdo a bit more effectively, I just didn't. And Yoshi has to hit over the rock, because of course he does. Thankfully he does have that shot to do it with, so not the worst thing he has.
Nice shot.
And just over the rock. Well, a nice easy 4-foot putt. And thankfully Birdo can 2-putt this, because that's a wild looking putt. And didn't need it anyways, because of course Birdo makes freaking everything. Waluigi, nice straight easy putt. There we go, first try on the first hole for Bowser's Castle.
Complete.
Which kind of amazed me, because that was the first try since the first area, wasn't it? First try since the first hole of this episode. Well, actually, that might have been one. I've already forgotten. I'm tired. And then we have hedges and more hedges. This one wasn't hard, but it was frustrating because all the wings are right here on the edge.
Nice shot.
And this one took me 10 minutes to complete. It wasn't that hard. It was just frustrating the way they had it set up here because all the wings are right here on the edge. You have to hit it at the top half of the wing to get it on the, just make sure you don't go in the water, because you go in the water you basically lose right there, because you're on your 3rd stroke already and you're gonna have to chip it in from whatever distance the game gives you. And the camera angles just does not work out with this map, I don't know why. And you also have, you know, the bomb right there.
Nice shot.
Thankfully I figured out the pattern to do and I could just scrape it beyond it. Of course, Waluigi's on the green for a 60-foot putt. Are you kidding me?
Nice shot.
Birdo, I should have hit that harder because this green is screwed.
Birdie putt.
It is like one of the hardest greens in the game, I'm pretty sure. Waluigi, I think I also... Like, I overhit it by that much on the medium power, and it comes up that short.
Birdie putt.
That kind of worries me. Thankfully, Yoshi here has 2 strokes. Because he misses. And now I can't miss. Hero now. I have to make every butt. Thankfully, that goes in. Can't see it though, because this game hates showing you what you're putting with. Then, thankfully, Birdo does get in there, and then Yoshi just has to literally tap the ball because it'll just fall in the hole.
Complete.
So this one didn't take me long, but it was a frustrating one to do. Because if you messed up one shot at the beginning, that was it, you had to restart. I did initially try bouncing it on the water, but because the hill going up is so strenuous, I couldn't make it. Could not make it up that first hill. That it would bounce off the wall, it bounced off the rock and go back to the water. So I couldn't use that strategy, even though I wanted to so badly. And then we have this hole, which I thought was gonna give me trouble, till I kind of realized something I can do. And by that I mean I was trying to figure out if I could use Birdo here to just sneak it in from the top and just get that second wing immediately. Can't quite get it there, you can see that. So okay, maybe I'll go up. Okay, there you go, I'm hitting through the hair. Nope, it's going past the wing, it's aiming straight at Sandtrap in front of the wing. Then I kind of wonder, can I make it to that last wing? Yeah, just about, because that's the hole for it. I'll go for it. Then I did a super top spin. I believe if I had not used the super top spin, I believe I actually would have got this wing. But I actually overshoot the daggum thing. It's like out of all things I could have done, I overshot the wing. Are you kidding me? How did I manage that? And I can almost make it there with Waluigi. So I actually decided to hit it short, so my second shot could go through the wing. But then I end up overhitting it and have to use it with Yoshi now. But thankfully, Yoshi comes in a bit clutchier and can get it over his Wood. But I'm hitting the top there. So instead of aiming for the green like the game originally actually aimed us at, I'm just gonna aim for this little bit of fairway on the other side of the bridge. Because if I can get over here, or in this vicinity, I can chip it over. And we're going through the wing, so I'm gonna go for it. Just got it, and there we go. We're safe, we're here. We can chip over the bridge to the green now, Yoshi. Waluigi. Yeah, I decided, screw it, we're gonna try and get this Waluigi then. Which is a weird shot, but I do attempt it because of course I do. It's going above it. It's like I can't. I have to do this so weirdly. But it's like I also want to make it over there. And then I decided, screw it, Birdo could grab it. I'm just gonna send Waluigi towards the hole. Because Birdo has an extra stroke she can use. And I'm gonna put that on the backspin because we bounce off the bench. Granted, it didn't help much, but it stopped the ball. Okay, Birdo, go backwards. You were supposed to get this wing originally, you're still gonna get this wing, dang it. There we go. That'll work, just a little bit more. There we go. Up and over.
Nice shot.
There we go. All the wings now. Birdo needs to get to the hole. Hey, look, I can get to the hole. Wood, straight down. All the way down. Slice, spin. Actually, I'm really messing up my words there. I apologize. I did not need this backspin, by the way. This backspin could have really screwed over the shot. Then Yoshi, like I said, he could just chip it on over. Yoshi was pretty much chilling. He was not worried about this. Yeah, as you can tell, you know, chipping. Alright. Waluigi thankfully has 2 putts because this is long, but I'm glad I set them over here. And it went straight. It didn't curve at all. It went straight. Just like Birdo's. It's just a plain dead straight putt. So thankfully, Waluigi had that one spare putt.
Complete.
And there's another one first try. That's half of the Bowser course's first try. Which makes no sense. It should have been the other courses that were easier, but apparently Bowser's course wasn't that bad. And we got one more hole left to go here. Block Party. This one took me a few attempts. This one took me about 20-25 minutes to complete. It wasn't... I still honestly don't even know how I did this.
Nice shot.
Because I was supposed to do the... Like, I figured out how to do it. But it was by accident, is what I mean. Because what I was originally aiming for... The way I accidentally did it was that Yoshi on that first shot one time, I bounced off the rock just in front. Like, just on the edge of the rock there. I bounced off that, went through those 2 wings, and ended up next to the 3rd wing that he's supposed to shoot at. And then I kind of realized I've been doing it in the wrong order. Because I was literally just sending one person for that wing, and just letting someone grab all 3 wings on the platform that Birdo and Yoshi on. Once I realized that I was doing it wrong, I basically had it done in first try. It wasn't that bad. Once I realized what I could do. But this wing was like one of the ones I got every time. But I didn't like hitting towards it because if I'm just to the left, I'm out of bounds. If I'm just to the right, I'm out of bounds. If I'm short, I'm out of bounds. If I'm long, I'm out of bounds. This has to be a pretty precise shot. And then I still have to be able to hit it afterwards. And then here's the other one with Yoshi. Because of course there's a wing right here. So bouncing off the fast fairway, which I don't like doing. Stopping on the fairway though. And then Waluigi just set up so I can hit through here. Waluigi had the easiest time. He's already at the hole for a birdie. Well, Yoshi still has like 160 yards. And one thing I did find out is that the fire will slow down your ball if you hit it through there. There you go. Drops my shot by about 20 yards. And then I find out 4 Island Power work out pretty well. As long as I get around the fire, which I do. I didn't know that until I did this hole, by the way. I didn't know the fire actually slowed down your ball. It makes sense, but I didn't know it was an actual mechanic. Thankfully, Birdo can hit it up here. So I don't have to worry about this. And my controller messing up again. Because of course, why wouldn't it on the last hole? But I eventually get this worked out. There we go, I believe. Just ended up in Norway. I don't know why I didn't do a backspin because I think I do need it. Actually, no, I didn't. I don't know what I'm thinking. Waluigi, thankfully, once again has 2 putts available to him because I way overhit that. And then everybody else just trickled on in. And then that's it for 3-player wing attack. This has so far been the hardest to do, but obviously we still have 4-player to do, so. Next Friday, hopefully, I'll have the first half completed and ready to go. And then, that's good, I'm sorry. And then we'll have wing attack done by the end of this month. It took a while, but we got there. And then we'll just have tournaments, well, star tournaments, and the fun game modes. Because I saved the fun game modes for me, for last. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.